Funding provided by Musco Lighting, the sports lighting specialist, providing lighting systems for you, your project, and your community.
The Pella Roll Screen Foundation is a proud supporter of Iowa PBS. Pella Windows and Doors strives to better our communities and build a better tomorrow.
And by Fairway Meat and Grocery. For more than 80 years, Fairway has been proud to be an active part of the communities we serve. Learn more at fairway.com.
With our Iowa roots and Midwestern values, Farmers Mutual Hail is committed to offering innovative farm insurance for America's farmers, just as we have for 6 generations. Farmers Mutual Hail, America's crop insurance company.
With the right foot again. Nifty football. It's time for state championship soccer. Welcome to Iowa's capital city, Des Moines, where 3 classes of girls state soccer champions await coronation on the lush green fields of Cownie Soccer Park. Our first matchup is in Class 1A, as the 7th-seeded Sioux City Bishop Heelan Crusaders take on the 4th-seeded Tigers of Gilbert. Hi again, everyone, and welcome. Justin Borster, BJ Shaven here, and you know what, Justin, when you take a look at it, it's not how you start, but how you finish. These 2 teams lost their 2 opening regular season games. Now look at them. They're going to set themselves up for a great match.
The opening 2 games of the season mean nothing right now. We're in the finals of the Class 1A state championships, BJ. You look at the seedings, 7 against 4. You'll be surprised with the outcome today.
Well, let's take a look at these 2 teams a little bit more in depth. First up, for Bishop Heelan, this is a squad that has been on a mission this year. Their 21st trip to the state, most of any school. They've got 8 starters back from last year's tournament team. And look out for their sophomore, Trey Lynn White, 29 goals this season. And everybody knows about Jada Newberg with 27 goals this season. She actually leads the overall team in points. Now, conversely, on the other side for the Gilbert Tigers, this is their 7th trip to state. 10 seniors on the roster. They haven't allowed a goal during the postseason. Quite impressive. And how about their senior, Sydney Lynch, leading the team in goals and assists. Also a member of the golf team that won the 3A state championship last week. Beautiful setting for soccer. Let's turn it over to today's public address announcer, Rex Baker.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Cownie Soccer Complex for the 2023 Iowa Girls State Soccer Tournament and this 1A championship match between the Crusaders from Sioux City Bishop Heelan and the Tigers from Gilbert. Now let's meet the teams. First, the non-starters and assistant coaches for the Crusaders. Number 0, JC Aldrich. Number 0, Abby Lee. Number 5, Ashley Nuno. Number 6, Maddie LaFleur. Number 7, Jaden DeLeon. Number 10, Kylie Gingler. Number 11, Grace Nelson. Number 18, Natalie Nelson. Number 19, Bryn Kuntz. Number 20, Caitlin Porath. And number 22, Maggie Brayfogel. The assistant coach for the Crusaders, Kayla Lamphere. And now let's meet the starters for Bishop Heelan. A senior, number 0, Lauren LaFleur. A senior, number 2, Maddie Gingler. A senior, number 3, Addison Keel. A freshman, number 4, Reese Bleeker. A senior, number 8, Lauren Peck. A sophomore, number 9, Treylyn White. A senior, number 12, Elizabeth De Los Santos. A senior, number 13, Nyla Yoakum. A senior, number 14, Marin Frazee. A junior, number 15, Brooklyn Stanley. And a senior, number 23, Jada Newberg. Head coach for the Crusaders, Sean Mansfield. Now let's meet the non-starters and assistant coaches for the Tigers. Number 1, Claire Koenig. Number 7, Anna Saltzman. Number 22, Keaton Hansen. Number 26, Quinn Dykey. Number 32, Mia Kautman. Number 40, Hope Marquette. Number 41, Avery Bruner. Number 42, Adelaide Searles. Number 53, Abby Patel. Number 55, Abby Deese. And number 56, Ella Gebhardt. Chris Ann Worley, Kelly Herbers, Tom Eisenhart, and Adam Meske. Now let's meet the starters for the Tigers. A junior, number 4, Ellie O'Brien. A freshman, number 6, Madison Powers. A senior, number 8, Ava Johnson. A senior, number 9, Alex Harswick. A senior, number 10, Sydney Lynch. A senior, number 11, Braylon Thomas. A junior, number 14, Sarah Thatcher. A senior, number 24, Abby Greeter. A senior, number 28, Nora Kalvik. A senior, number 34, Ellie Pyle. And a junior, number 35, Katie O'Brien. Co-head coaches for the Tigers are Dan Jones and Heather Currens. Ladies and gentlemen, our officials for today's game. Your referee, Millie Phillips. Your first assistant referee, Emily Phillips. Your second assistant referee, Janie Heffling. And your fourth official, Hito Titsa. Good luck to both teams this afternoon. Let's play some championship soccer.
All right, the teams are set, and we're about ready to go. Sunny, 84 degrees here in Des Moines. There's a slight breeze, very slight, out of the east at about 7. With the dew point at 62, it feels like it's about 85. Justin, it's steamy. These two teams played yesterday, and it was amazing how each advanced. It was Bishop Heelan defeating Nevada in the opening round 1-0. Then they disposed of Davenport Assumption 4-1 to get here. And for Gilbert, it was a win against Underwood and then a double overtime win against Des Moines Christian. Let's take a look at the keys to the game here. What do the Crusaders need to do?
Well, the Crusaders, they've got to look to get that ball into Sydney Lynch and Ellie O'Brien as quickly as possible, because the press coming from the Crusaders is going to be hard and strong. They won 4-1 yesterday. Unbelievable against Assumption. Nobody expected it. So there's going to be surprises today.
And how about for the Gilbert Tigers?
We're looking at the Tigers. The back line's got to be nice and steady. Thomas in goal, Ava Johnson, Alex Harswick. They might need to change the way they play out of the back because they've become predictable. If they found out, the press will come in quickly from the Crusaders.
So here we're about ready to go. Gilbert wearing the black uniforms with white numbers. And you can see their captain there for Gilbert, Alex Harswick, the senior. He's part of the state swimming team for Ames. Was a wrestler that competed at state competition. Harswick was just in her second year. And then on the other side, you've got the Heelan Crusaders. The only title they have. They've been to the state championship game many times. Only time they won it was back in 2015. This is Gilbert's first ever appearance in the Class 1A state championship. So the referee, Millie Phillips, counting him down, and we're underway as Gilbert will own the possession at the very opening. Yesterday against Des Moines Christian, we mentioned they won in double overtime. A lengthy game, and you have to wonder about their legs. Ice baths was the recipe for both of these two teams afterwards, but Gilbert probably enjoyed theirs a little bit more.
Talking to Heather Currens just before the game, she was really positive about the players and how much they rehydrated. They went in the second period of overtime with 7 minutes to go of the game yesterday against Des Moines Christian. But she said the players are up for it today. So
Gilbert with an excellent possession to begin this. This is Lynch. Keep an eye on her. Number 10 today leads the team with 25 goals on the season. As the Tigers spread the field, they go wide. They're going to challenge that Crusader defense. Yesterday against Des Moines Christian, it wasn't about time of possession, but more so of trying to stall out that high-octane offense of the Lions, who are trying to defend their state title from a year ago. And Gilbert again, Justin, this is excellent play.
Yeah, it's good at the moment, keeping the ball, just getting a feel of the opponents and how they press. I do like the fact that Ellie Powell, on the left back, does get forward when it's on to support Thatcher on the left-hand side. She could maybe get higher up the field. But it's a good start so far for Gilbert Tigers, because it's now getting a feel in the momentum.
We'll take a look at the keepers in just a moment. Both have been very pivotal through this state tournament run. Now an opportunity here for Bishop Heelan, but again, the Tiger defense, which in my mind has been pretty much underestimated. I mean, they've given up a lot of goals this season. There's no question when you look at the stat sheet, but Gilbert really scheduled up this year, playing a lot of bigger schools, if you will, and they felt like that would help them during this postseason run. And what about Bishop Heelan? I mean, they just take on anybody and everybody who will play them.
You know, it's interesting talking to Coach Sean, because it was so positive and smiles all around, happy to be here again, you know.
Oh, here's an attempt towards the net. It's going to float past. This is Bleeker who's going to try to track it down for Heelan. She's tripped up. There is a whistle, and guess what? We're going to have our first penalty of the game and a free kick here coming up for the Crusaders.
Yeah, Reese, Bleeker just brought down in an area more like a corner. As we look at this again, Bleeker taking a touch, just right in the tackle, and is brought down by Katie O'Brien.
Here's Lauren Peck, 2 goals versus Assumption in the semifinals, ready to put her right foot into it. Towards the net. Thomas going to be challenged. The Tigers try to clear it. It stays inside of the zone, and then finally boxed out of there. Peck trying to use her head. Again, the Tigers with Harswick will try to punch it out. And here comes Gilbert trying to reverse the trend right now. Lynch down the field. And a hard tackle that will draw a whistle. Millie Phillips, the referee, very busy here early on with the whistle and a free kick coming from the back. This will be Harswick who will put her toe into it. Harswick with her left foot. That's stretched down in an easy play for Lauren LaFleur, who's been nothing short of sensational in this postseason. LaFleur on the season has given up 12 goals, has 75 saves, her save percentage at 86%. Boy, and again, that will be Traylon White, the sophomore, with a penalty. And the Tigers will tote up, each team being very aggressive here early on, Justin.
Yeah, good decision here from the referee. Because as you can see, the player wasn't actually looking at the ball, it was more at the player. So when you look at that situation, definitely a foul as Traylon White came in and just absolutely knocked over the center back.
Certainly quality play on both sides here to begin with. Heelan with the best opportunity here so far, but it's been the Tigers who've had the possession. Gilbert again looking to stretch the field a little bit as they throw it back to their middle back. And Heelan looking to advance. Here's Newberg trying to get an opportunity, but quickly closed in on, and the tap out. And so Heelan will have to throw. Boy, Jada Newberg, the senior, 27 goals this season, and she has been marked all season long by her opponents, but she's been able to throw up some amazing statistics. We mentioned the goals, but 61 points has been a catalyst. Here's Jalen White. And who will that be out on? And we're going to see our first corner of the day. This will be Heelan.
You could already see with Jalen White how much pace she's got and how she can get in behind, just as she shields that ball out for a goal kick, a corner.
So Heelan towards the net. A high riser, that one headed back out. Harswick will clear it with her left foot. Some players slow to get up after a collision. Here's Lynch trying to feed it ahead. Powers tackled hard. We'll continue on with Lynch. Harswick with the good head pass. Again, Gilbert able to play the field wide. That's Pyle on the outside.
Like I mentioned before, Pyle likes to get forward.
Play will resume on. Gilbert, again, their 7th ever state tournament appearance. Heelan, been here many times. They've won 11 games in a row, thanks in large part to White. She's going to streak towards the net. White with an opportunity to get a challenge. Thomas, and it goes in!
An individual goal there by Traylon White, picking up the ball on the far side in the wide area, just drifting past the jerseys, the black jerseys, they're coming across, and White with the outside of her right foot, just planting the ball past Thomas in the opposite corner.
That's her 3rd goal of the state tournament. Watch this little toe kick with the left foot, finding the corner.
Unbelievable finish. Look at the pace of White. Just 2 players around her, gets a toe to the ball and just plants it past Thomas in the opposite corner.
Sean Mansfield told us yesterday that White is just relentless. You saw that there. Did not give up on the play and kept it ahead. Now Gilbert owning the possession of the ball the long time. They haven't had a direct shot on net yet. Can they get one here if they can find their way? But again, a turnover. Here come the Crusaders. Harswick will punch it out. And let's see which side that went on. And it's another opportunity for Heelan. They're up 1-0 in the early stages here thanks to White's goal.
I can see in Traylon White, she's very confident. Ball goes out for a corner, automatically signaling to the other side, to the officials, knowing that it's a corner.
This is Peck's shot, and it's going to go wide. The wind is starting to ever so slightly pick up. Might have had a slight effect on the ball. And now for Gilbert, how about that, giving up their 1st goal of the postseason?
Interesting, but they've come up against a very, very good side in Bishop Heelan. And with a player like White and a player like Newberg, the 2 center backs, Ava Johnson and Harswick, are going to be very, very busy this afternoon.
Heelan's midfielders have been strong the last couple of minutes here. Lynch looking for some space. Good punch out. As we pick it up with play with Powers. Trying to find a streaker down the side with Pyle. A little extra shoving there. And now the deep shot. The centering pass goes awry. And Gilbert will send it back in. Tigers yesterday, we mentioned the double overtime game, able to get that goal late. As it'll be a throw here for Gilbert.
As you can see, how Gilbert are keeping possession, but it's when it breaks down. Look to see where Traylon White is. Can you pick her up? Nora Kolvik is going to have a big job ahead of her playing in the holding midfield role. She needs to possibly get someone alongside her so they can stop the ball being played into White's feet. They might have to change the system to a 4-4-2 diamond just to clog up the central area and have an overload in the midfield.
Tell you, White is just giving fits to this Tiger defense. Opportunity for Heelan as they streak it ahead with Bleeker. Harswick does the quick punch out. Heelan will hold the possession here.
Pressure from Newberg, not allowing Harswick or Johnson to play out of the back, just forcing them to play out for a throw-in.
It's off the head of Harswick, and it will go out. A corner kick here. This is going to be the third of the game for Heelan.
And they've been dangerous with the corners, except for the one that went out earlier, but the corners have driven in. It's precise.
This is Addison Keel. She scored against Assumption in the semifinals off of a corner. Let's see what happens here. Had the Gilbert faithful behind her. Might have jostled the nerves a little bit on that kick. White. Headsy play by the sophomore.
You see how White comes across. She's checking her shoulder left and right. She's aware of what's around her. Wins this team a throw-in.
Throw by Gangler. Intercepted by Gilbert. Now play on the ball. It's just stuck on the line and a quick tap out.
Peck doing enough there to win the throw.
Thomas will intercept. I mean, Gilbert's had a lot of time with the ball, Justin, but haven't had any quality once they get inside of the zone.
It's the transitional moment. And here's the thing. Bishop Heelan know exactly what they want to do on the counterattack as quickly as possible. Is get that ball forward into Newberg and White, and then they step up and they squeeze the lines and don't allow any space in between the lines. And it's an issue right now for Gilbert. Like I mentioned, a diamond midfield might work a little bit better for them, just so that they can overload the central areas.
Opportunity here for the Tigers. That's Powers. And again, terrific defense by Heelan. If you're just joining us late, Crusaders on the board. Traylon White on a breakaway, able to get a goal about 7 minutes into this contest. It's the 1A title game. We have 3 championships for you today here on Iowa PBS. 2A will come up at 3 o'clock today, as it's a rematch of Dallas Center Grimes taking on Waverly Shellrock. And then we have the nightcap, the 3A title match. It's an all CIML final. Johnston against Valley, again all day here on Iowa PBS. Here's a shot that will just go over the net, and it'll be a goal kick here coming up for Heelan.
Kenny O'Brien just getting to the byline there, delivering with the right foot. She's got a bit of pace. The matchup is in her favor against the right back for Bishop Heelan, Nyla Jokum. And it could be an angle to go for. Can you expose the Crusaders in the wide areas?
There's Harswick again, able to play it back. A little pressure here now as Heelan moves forward. Tough to break that line. Gilbert sensing it, trying to do that right now with Kalvik. And again, an opportunity here. Here's Newberg on the outside. Look out, Jada Newberg, very dangerous from the outside. Able to split the defender. That shot gonna go wide. And White will track it down. What terrific speed by Traylon White, but they're gonna say no, is out.
Look at the sportsmanship there from Traylon White, picking the ball up, giving it back to the goalkeeper, Thomas, to take a goal kick for the opponent.
On a hot day.
I know, but look at the spacing again between the lines and the center backs too far apart. Whereas the ball was played to the far side, and now it was Newberg's opportunity to break the line on the right-hand side. The transitional moments when the ball's lost, the back four coming together to close the space and make it as compact as possible needs to be quicker.
Tigers again trying to stretch it, trying to find that opening seam if they can. Greeter with the pass off to O'Brien. And they try to hit the center, the midfield. That's where Heelan has been so strong here today against Gilbert. Now allowing a seam. Can the Tigers tie it up? Oh, terrific play on the far outside by Heelan. This will stay in play.
Marin Frazee doing well on the far side at right back for Heelan. But it's noticeable how much space Colvik has in the midfield to get that ball at feet of the two center backs. She just needs to create an angle, get on the half turn, and then she's going forward. There's a massive gap in there.
Opportunity, Newberg. To the outside. Jada. Boy, just whistling through defenders. That shot going to go wide left. We're inside of 25 minutes to play. Don't forget that throughout the state championship day here, there will be water breaks, 20 minutes into each half or at the official's discretion. Millie Phillips had a busy whistle early on with some physical play. Things have settled down quite a bit.
Yeah, it's actually been enjoyable because the flow of the game and the momentum has been allowed to play on. It's been quite clean since the early moments of the game, a couple of tackles, feisty moments, but that normally happens first 5 to 10 minutes.
No firecracker?
There'll be firecrackers later.
Yes, there will be. We have some teams with some yellow cards that will be participating a little bit later on. These two teams not known for too rough of play, but I tell you what, that was a whale of a tackle there by Heelan, and we do see a whistle, and it might have been on the counter that Millie Phillips will call the penalty against Gilbert.
Yeah, Millie Phillips saw an infringement there. As you can see, the tackle coming in. Don't see much with that, but I think it's this initial clearance handball. Looks like it was a handball. Yep.
We got to tell you, today we are sitting amongst the fans. Why not, Justin? That's where we want to be. We're right along the sideline today. As you see, Heelan with another chance. As Gilbert this time, their defense able to double team and take that one away.
Yeah, it's great to be in amongst the fans. Listen to their banter.
Quite on it. Here's Lynch. Hasn't really had an opportunity to strike yet. And the misplay for Heelan. Playing with some control now, up by a goal. This one going to go all the way down, and Thomas will let it roll out for a goal kick.
Traylon White asking a lot of a teammate up front there, Newberg. But both of those players are dangerous. I'm just looking at this build-up out of the back here. So again, Colvik is able to receive the ball as there's a change in at left back.
Mia Countman now into the game for the Gilbert Tigers, 32. As Gilbert, they have more depth than what Heelan does. Just the number of players that the co-head coaches for the Tigers, Dan Jones and Heather Curran, use. It's all part of a system. And when you think about it, it's such a team game. We know that in this sport, but really, especially for the Gilbert Tigers, I mean, they don't have anybody ranking in the top 5 in an individual statistical category, yet here they are in the state championship.
Yeah, and as you can see, the switch was player for player, position for position. So maybe it's just to give Powell a rest and bring in Mia Cartman, maybe offer something different at the back, just to combat what's going on with Newberg and White.
Here's White able to steal the pass. What terrific defense up top by Greeter. This is going to go to Heelan.
White has this bite about her in this game, doesn't she?
Yeah.
She's just buzzing, absolutely buzzing.
You think about Sean Mansfield, that 2015 team that won the state championship. He's coached at Heelan for a long time, but he actually wasn't coaching Heelan at the time they won 2015. He took a little bit of a sabbatical, wanted to be with his family a little bit, came back now into his 3rd year for the program and has them back into the state championship.
He must enjoy the Des Moines area because he has a habit of coming down here, and in the finals he's always got this big smile on his face.
Has his spots picked out, so does Powers. Gilbert to Lynch. Here come the Tigers. Lynch to the outside. Oh, what a stop and a knockout. And that'll bring us to a water break. Wow, terrific play by Heelan's Kylie Gangler, who, by the way, Kylie Ganger on that play, pretty sensational there for the Heelan Crusaders. 1-0, Heelan leads us at the water break. And we'll be back in a moment as you're watching the Class 1A State Championship here on Iowa PBS.
This public television station is proud to present Joe Bonamassa, Tales of Time. This concert features music from his studio album, Time Clocks, and was recorded at the iconic Red Rocks Amphitheater. Joe Bonamassa, Tales of Time.
Coming to Iowa PBS June 9th.
On Masterpiece Mystery.
After 9 series, the epic story of one of TV's most popular detectives is coming to an end. The detective world of Morse.
It has actually been one of the privileges of my life.
Every time I got a script, I was thinking, is there going to be this kiss?
It all comes to a crescendo.
Morse and the Last Endeavor, a Masterpiece Mystery special.
Coming to Iowa PBS June 11th.
How's retirement shaping up?
Takes a bit of getting used to.
So you won't have heard about last night's homicide?
I want Ridley in on this.
He's just lost his wife and daughter. Bound to start stirring things up.
It's nice to know you've got so much faith in me.
Requesting armed response unit.
I think he's hiding something.
You sure you want to do this?
It's too late to turn back now.
Coming to Iowa PBS June 18th.
Life will divide us into winners and everyone else.
Nothing stays buried forever.
We get to the bottom of it.
For those destined always to walk a pace behind, to never have their moment in the sun, thought things would just go on, but then they don't.
Coming to Iowa PBS June 18th.
1-0, what a beautiful day here in Des Moines. A great crowd on hand for this 1A state championship with Justin Forster, BJ Shaven here on Iowa PBS. We begin with the Tigers with the ball out of the water break. And Justin, throughout the week, we've seen where momentum has dramatically shifted after water breaks. Why is that be, and could we see it here?
We might see it here, but I don't see much change to the way Bishop Heelan are playing. Yes, the water break does calm the players down, but the thing is, complacency will trickle in. These next 5 minutes here are very, very important for both teams, in fact. But I'll just be aware, if I was Harshwick and Johnson, be on your toes, because Traylon White and Newberg will come at them again for the next 5 minutes. So they've just got to be aware of this.
And here they go again. That ball going to be scooted out, and it will be a throw.
But again, we've got to look on the other end as well. I mean, wearing jersey number 10 for Gilbert, Sidney Lynch, up front with Ellie O'Brien. They've been effective when they get the ball, but they're being dealt with by DeSantos at the back and a counterpart.
Quick trigger, Harswick able to direct that one back out. Here's the before-mentioned Lynch going to give way to Anna Saltzman, who's into the contest. Powers tripped up for a moment. Heelan will take over. Crusaders trying to stretch this one out. And the dump in way ahead of White or Newberg. And so it'll be picked off by Braylon Thomas. She's really been the general on the field this season for the Gilbert Tigers, headed to Black Hills to play college soccer. Back Dan Jones and Heather Kearns both said probably one of the highest IQs out on the field is Braylon Thomas, and the vocal leader for this squad. And now she wants her offense to get going.
Can she share some of the IQs with me?
Yeah. Might have to, for both of us. A lot of P's and Q's. So Heelan, again, going for their school's second state championship, 8 starters back from a year ago. You know, the boys lost to Gilbert in the final seconds the other day of the boys' state soccer. So this is kind of a rematch of schools of sorts. as we have both the boys and girls state championships happening here at Cownie Park. And Heelan will go to their bench as the Crusaders will check in Maddie LaFleur into the contest. She's the sister of Lauren LaFleur. And what an athletic family they have there at Heelan. Their dad is the head football coach for the Crusaders, also played at Iowa too as well. And there's LaFleur mixing it up in the middle. Right on cue. Love it when that happens. Oh, Newberg gonna get free. Right foot shot gonna be snared by Thomas.
Thomas just getting down to her left-hand side there, smothering the ball. Great technique as you look at this. As Newberg steps in, opens up her hips, going for the opposite corner, didn't get enough power on it, but Thomas did well diving to her right. It's always diving to her left. It's always very, very difficult to save the ball on the ground like that.
Back at it again, LaFleur. But good counter move. And the Tigers will punch that out. Heelan will have to throw from the far side.
Just when you think Traylon White's going off, you're going to have a little breather here, but look at this from LaFleur. She's also showing the same tenacity, coming in, driving forward, got some pace about her.
And we will have a delayed whistle, but nonetheless, a little extra hard play and a free kick here for the Tigers. So Harswick ready to go. We mentioned she was a wrestler. She was a part of the state swim team for Ames High. So they have a shared program. You know what she's going to do in college? Row for Kansas.
Seriously?
She likes water, yeah.
It's a little different, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, at least if you fall out, you can swim. That's
right. Handle the tough waters of Lawrence, Kansas.
And you've been around Gilbert. You said you lived there before?
Yeah.
Yep.
Nice town. It is really kind of like the Waukee of Central Iowa.
Really?
Yeah, it's just expanding. 30 years ago, it was, you know, very small town, had the local co-op. Now it's just growing and growing and growing. And, you know, they're one of the larger schools, you know, for enrollment.
I need to actually go on a Sunday drive one day when I'm off, just out into the country towns and have a look.
Beautiful spot. All of Iowa is. Here's a deep shot, and that one will go wide. And you know, I have a connection to Sioux City, too, as well. Briarcliff graduate, so, yeah.
Yeah, wow.
All the above. All works in.
I need to come out to your neck of the woods there, BJ. But Sydney Lynch there was a great chance. You know, just going over LaFleur's crossbar. She had it covered.
Traylon White back into the game. As she has created havoc, scoring the game's only goal here so far. As this will be a throw here for the Tigers. Oh, hard bump, and yeah, we will get a whistle there.
Yeah, so it looks like Addison Keel's gone off at right midfield there for Crusaders, and Maddie LaFleur has moved into the right midfield position on the far side.
Harswick sends it deep. That one, oh! I think that one had a chance, but a Tiger, I think, accidentally came into it, was trying to needle it a different direction.
And a difficult one for the goalkeeper, LaFleur, to deal with. LaFleur was on a line, but the ball dipped at the last minute. Just not enough jerseys, black jerseys on it, just to redirect that ball into the goal. But now the momentum's starting to change. And you can see that Gilbert Tigers now are starting to get into the game.
And now Millie Phillips reaching out and grabbing a yellow card. And this is going to go against Traylon White. Let's take another look at this.
You just see the right arm of Traylon White coming up. Just into the neck there.
She was going to do everything she could to keep Stolzman away from the ball. So here's Harswick. Again, another powerful kick, and that one headed out the wrong way. Powers, the freshman, trying to get up underneath of it. Harswick on the season does have a goal with 3 assists. And you can see why. A very strong leg. What a weapon.
She's got the height as well. I would be interested to see if they will push her up for free kicks that are closer to the penalty area, just with the height and that presence in the penalty area. I mean, she's towers above everybody else.
Heelan trying to jar free LaFleur. Tracking it down, there is contact, incidental. And we'll resume play.
Ava Johnson and LaFleur going into that challenge. LaFleur just doing enough to keep the ball in the final third. She's putting her body about, just really being a menace to the back line.
That ball going to be directed back out by Gilbert. So Heelan has the possession. We're nearing the 12-minute mark to play here in the opening half. A Traylon White goal for Heelan, the difference about 7 minutes into the contest on a breakaway. Newberg punches it out to LaFleur. LaFleur centering pass, that's going to be high, and the kickoff is going to be over the net. Reese Bleeker came charging in, but the Tiger defense there to shoulder her away.
Abby Greer wasn't checking her shoulder at that point as Reese Bleeker came in off the shoulder. Could have actually side-footed that ball in. As you can see, Greer wasn't looking over her shoulder, and that allowed Reese Bleeker just to sneak in.
That kick blocked out. And so it will be a goal kick here coming up for the Tigers. Thomas looking for a ball.
Lauren Peck just in the midfield, intercepting the ball, didn't quite get enough on it. First touch was too big. The press there from LaFleur was perfect, forcing the ball down the central areas, which was picked up by the midfield.
Tigers flirting with danger here and laying out to deflect that ball away for Gilbert was Ellie O'Brien. O'Brien with the game-winning goal against Des Moines Christian yesterday in double overtime. Again, deep inside of the box, Tigers able to fray it away. And again, the Tigers will punch it out. It's Heelan, though, really starting to gain the momentum of this one.
Yeah, they're doing enough. They've got enough white jerseys in the central areas. Every time that ball's being cleared, it's just falling to a white jersey in the central area. Possibly one of the forwards needs to drop in. I'll drop in Sydney Lynch just in front of the holding midfielder for Crusaders, Brooklyn Stanley. Because it's Brooklyn Stanley and Lauren Peck are just picking up the pieces as they cleared.
10 minutes to play in the opening half. And let's see what the Tigers can do here.
And this is where you see with 9 minutes left, just under 10 minutes left of the game, this is where you see the fatigue building into the players now as they're building into halftime. And this is where mistakes happen. See Katie O'Brien back on the right-hand side here for Gilbert.
Well, Heelan able to deflect the ball away. It looks like Gilbert trying to go long here. Tigers, as we mentioned, they have 2 head coaches, Dan Jones, Heather Kearns, but interesting on their staff is Kelly Herbers, an assistant coach. He actually played at Ames High when they won the state championship back in 2017 in a big upset over then top-ranked West Des Moines Valley that season, and been adding a lot of influence about, you know, this is our first ever state championship game. How do you play in it? What do you do?
They're proud to be here, excited to be here. You can tell when the players walked in, the coaching staff, the whole town itself, or should I say city.
Yeah. In fact, there's an old theory that nobody locks their doors in Gilbert.
Is that true?
Could be. Could be. Could be. Of course, the Scandinavian days are going on in Story City, so, you know, a lot of the traffic, you know, us riffraff up there may have stayed up there, stay a little north. 1-0 our score here as Heelan is really taking control of this one. They've got a 1-goal-to-none lead. Traylon White sitting and resting on the bench right now. She picked up a yellow card just a moment ago, has the game's only goal, being very aggressive and getting it done. And now a free kick here coming up for the Crusaders and Lauren Peck. I mean, a lot of multi-sport athletes on this field today for Heelan, a lot that played on the state tournament basketball team, including Peck and Newberg.
A few familiar names with you, BJ, covering the basketball. And you find this with the communities around the area where it's multi-sport athletes.
Opportunity here for the Tigers. Can they get it done? Lynch with the shot. LaFleur,
what a save there. LaFleur to the rescue. What a save there. I feel that Lynch could have maybe done a little bit better there by keeping the ball on the ground, coming more across her body. But credit to LaFleur. What a great save. Diving to her right-hand side.
And slow to get up. The Tigers watch Lynch.
What a save. Oh, now that's goalkeeper height, but credit to LaFleur. That was a fantastic save, both hands to the ball.
And no opportunity for a rebound.
Correct, palmed away from the danger zone.
Just a little bit easier for LaFleur with that shot coming in from the outside. Gilbert with the opportunity. Now things are starting to pick up for the Tigers.
Huge confidence moment there for LaFleur.
And it was the break right here. Lynch trying to get free. They'll try to stretch it off into the corner. A foot race for the ball. And that will go out. And we will have a corner kick here coming up for the Tigers.
Lynch and O'Brien with the combination there, forcing the corner. But it takes a moment with the shot. Now you see, Harshwick is running over there to take the corner. I'm surely there's someone else in the team that could take it. I would put her right in front of the goalkeeper, because anything could happen. She's the type of player who went in there winning the ball. She has the presence.
With her left foot from that far corner, trying to bend it back in, and LaFleur going to reach up for it, and it's just going to be kicked away at the last second by Heelan. Newberg trying to head it out.
Lauren Peck with the critical clearance.
So the Crusaders try to launch it downfield. Here's Newberg. And Harswick will punch it out. A throw here for Heelan.
Harswick took the corner, and look where she is now, clearing the ball out for a throw-in.
Let's see what Heelan elects to do for offense here on the throw.
Peck's going to step up for the throw-in. Clearing the ball out of the penalty area as well, and a critical moment there for Heelan.
Strong throw. Trying to find Newberg in the middle. Gilbert able to punch it out. Can Lynch track it down? She'll beat it ahead, and Heelan right there to turn it right back.
Maddie Genga just clearing her lines there.
Under 5 to play in the first half. And we have a whistle, free kick here for the Tigers. Gilbert wearing black with white numbers. Heelan in their white uniforms with navy blue. The Crusaders come in the power index as the top overall team in 1A, but they were seated 7th, which really surprised their head coach, Sean Mansfield, and probably most of the rest of the field. And here they are. You have to play everybody anyway. Heelan into the state championship with a chip on their shoulder and a 1-goal-to-none lead.
Definitely not a number 7 seed. But he did talk about the schedule, playing against West Des Moines Valley, which they lost 4-0. He said credit to the team. It's helped them along the way, along the journey. It's made them better with their development.
Again, the centering pass going to be kneed up. Heelan trying to hold it inside of that zone. And it will stay with the Crusaders. Sean Mansfield said they have to believe they can win this, and we haven't seen anything that would say otherwise, that they haven't been confident in this first half.
And confidence is the word. And we saw that right off the start, after 7 minutes, with Traylon White scoring a fantastic goal. But Gilbert have now settled into this match. But it's interesting on the build-ups here. Again, straight down the throat.
Opportunity here. Can they beat the defender? Newberg with the shot that Thomas will snare.
There has to be a variation here with Thomas. Braylon Thomas has got to look in the wide areas because the ball's being picked up by Stanley and Peck in the midfield.
Heelan using the most of their opportunities today to get some direct shots on net. Gilbert with really just one so far that LaFleur made a beautiful play on a few moments ago. We still hold at 1-0.
A big save it was, a first save of the game.
Arswick out ahead. Powers, the freshman. Some control, but left it to Heelan. Crusaders with the opportunity. Stanley has her pass intercepted. We're playing a lot here in the midfield. Nearing 90 seconds to play in the opening half.
So I see Katie O'Brien has moved into the holding midfield position as Nora Kelvick has gone off. And Abby Dees has moved to the right midfield position.
Pyle shot to the interior. Powers, or Lynch, excuse me, working with it, trying to swim it to the outside, and LaFleur will grab it.
Katie O'Brien's a good decision to move into the holding midfield position. She has a presence, she's strong, she's quick, she has endurance to get up and down the field, but she needs to be very, very disciplined within that role. Just out of your picture, you see her coming in on the half turn, looking over her shoulder, so there's some good awareness.
Well, coming up at the half here, we're going to talk or tell you about some young Iowans here on Iowa PBS. And a documentary that we featured during a lot of these girls' state championships in their own words. Stay tuned for that here coming up. Closing seconds here of the opening half. Heelan up 1-0. A goal scored about 7 minutes into the first half by Traylon White. The difference on a breakaway. The Crusaders trying to win their school's second ever state championship. Gilbert appearing in their first ever state championship for girls soccer. Well, they've got some work to do in the second half to bring home the title. What a first half. Heelan and Gilbert as you're watching the 1A State Soccer Championship here on Iowa PBS.
Your husband has been involved in a fatal accident. There was a woman in the car.
Was your wife having an affair with my husband?
Do you think I had something to do with their deaths?
What people are saying about my husband's death is wrong. I owe it to him to find out the truth, even if that means putting myself in danger.
This evening at 9 on Iowa PBS.
Clones.
We're someone's experiment and they're killing us off.
As Sarah meets more of her doppelgangers.
We're hoping you realize you can't run away from this.
They want her to continue posing as Beth.
You're reinstated.
Buckle up, kid.
I'm not a cop. Beth's partner's gonna figure that out.
And her first assignment
You're gonna love this. You got a live one.
could get her killed.
I'm not Beth!
Orphan Black.
This evening at 10 on Iowa PBS.
Så er familien jo samlet. Tillykke med deres succes.
Det lyder da også dejligt.
Sunday evening at 9 on Iowa PBS.
It was a secret experiment that began in the 60s.
To place twins with different families.
And the long-term effects have been traumatic.
We were babies being deprived of his brother.
Now, as some of these siblings reunite,
I felt like I knew this person my whole life.
families search for answers.
There's no study, no anything. I think, what would it have been like if they'd been raised together?
The twinning reaction.
Tuesday evening at 9 on Iowa PBS.
1-0 lead for Bishop Heelan in the 1A state championship here on Iowa PBS. Well, we're committed to telling stories about young Iowans who are doing exceptional things by celebrating their success and sharing their journey through a digital series we call In Their Words. Let's meet Miss Black Hawk Valley's outstanding teen and child advocate, Isabella Arndt, who was abandoned as a baby in China, and through the love of her adoptive Iowa parents, Isabella has overcome obstacles, thrived in pageants, and become a champion for foster care in refugee children through the program she created called Backpacks of Comfort.
Hi, my name is Isabella Arndt. I am a child advocate and Miss Black Hawk Valley's outstanding teen. I believe that my purpose is to go out and share my traumatic story. No matter if I'm having a hard day or it's an easy day to go out, this is something that I need to do because I can help so many more. Being in foster care is really hard. 70 children a week go into the Iowa foster care system, and that is such an outrageous number, and I hope to grow my program where I'm able to donate 70 backpacks a week. Every child deserves to have the comfort while they're going through this crazy time. This is my social impact initiative for Miss Iowa.
Miss Black Hawk Valley's outstanding teen is contestant number 2.
I won Miss Black Hawk Valley's outstanding teen. The Miss Iowa program creates this sisterhood that is really real. I have learned how to find confidence in myself and be okay with who I am and my story.
Congratulations, ladies.
I started competing in scholarship competitions when I was around 5, and we originally started these because I was a Velcro kid, and I would not go to throw a piece of trash away that was like 5 feet away from my parents. These competitions has helped me grow and learn lifelong skills. I started my program when I was turning 10. My very first year, I was able to donate 39 backpacks to my partner, Four Oaks Family Connections. These backpacks have blankets, coloring books, crayons, a journal, pens, the necessary toiletries like a toothbrush, toothpaste, and a hairbrush. When I first was brought home, I was scared of the dark. I was scared to be by myself at all times, and so having that flashlight, you're able to see that you're in a safe location and it's not just pitch black. All of these items are something that you would take to go to Grandma's house for the weekend. Since I got the Backpack of Comfort items as a child, I know that these backpacks really work. Being able to go to a complete stranger's home with this backpack, you feel like you have something that is yours and you're not just walking in empty-handed. I was abandoned at around 10 months old in China in an electrical company, and then I was brought to an orphanage on the outskirts of Xi'an City. And there I was able to get open heart surgery, and I also was lucky to test out of Hep C. About a year later, I was adopted by this amazing couple, and they have helped me so much. And actually, on my adoption day, they brought a backpack full of comfort items. In there was a toy keychain, and it played this sound on one of the buttons. It made the sound of a rickshaw, and that was such a comforting noise. And so I still have it sitting next to my bed to this day. Aww. When I'm able to talk about my story, I'm able to share that no matter how traumatic your situation is, it doesn't matter as long as you come out of it stronger and you are able to turn your trauma into something amazing. This is something I've been doing since I was 10, and I've been advocating for children since I was 5, and I will continue to do this no matter what happens in the future. I want to be a family lawyer because I understand the trauma that these kids are going through. Be kind to everyone because you don't know what battle someone right next to you is fighting.
He's one of the best-selling musical artists of all time. And in 2004, Rod Stewart performed in London. You're in my heart, you're in my soul. Joined by Ronnie Wood in an epic night. You led me away from home. Rod Stewart, live at Royal Albert Hall.
Coming to Iowa PBS June 23rd.
How's retirement shaping up?
Takes a bit of getting used to.
So you won't have heard about last night's homicide?
I want Ridley in on this.
He's just lost his wife and daughter. Bound to start stirring things up.
It's nice to know you've got so much faith in me.
Requesting armed response unit.
I think he's hiding something.
You sure you want to do this?
It's too late to turn back now.
Coming to Iowa PBS June 18th.
Life will divide us into winners and everyone else.
Nothing stays buried forever.
We get to the bottom of it.
For those destined always to walk a pace behind, to never have their moment in the sun. Thought things would just go on, but then they don't.
Coming to Iowa PBS June 18th.
So good to be back in Chicago! Respect yourself! Respect yourself! We gon' move right now! Yeah! Yeah! What's the matter with him? He's alright! How do you know? Good Lord, don't play no game. Thank you, PBS!
Coming to Iowa PBS June 16th.
1-0, Bishop Heelan leads Gilbert in the 1A state championship here at Cownie Park in Des Moines on Iowa PBS. Justin Vorster, BJ Shaven. Justin, a very exciting first half, and we're so close to having really a tie game here.
Yes, we are, but the question is, how do you deal with White and Newberg? The problem is they're allowed too much space. They come in in between the lines on the half turn. They're allowed to turn. Johnson and Harshwick need to be a little bit tighter, but if they move in between the lines, they've got to pass them onto the midfield. The communication has got to go quick.
Well, let's take a look at the first half highlights here. And really, I mean, it was back and forth to begin with. Newberg with the opportunity here. Thomas has had to be on her toes today. LaFleur just as good. And Newberg shot there again, hauled in by Thomas. And look, this is our game's only goal of the game, and it was by Traylon White, excuse me, as she was able to put that into the net, got a yellow card, went out of the game and back in. And so here we go, the second half about ready to begin. And would you believe we've had the last 9 champions here in the 1A title game has shut out their opponent. It's been 12 years since a team has been able to come back from a goal deficit. Let's see what happens here in the second half. The table stakes are there. It's the 1A championship that's on the line. Heelan wearing white as the lead and the possession of the ball is White is back out on the field.
Will the hoodoo be changed today?
We'll see. We'll see. Let's sit back, watch, and enjoy here on Iowa PBS. And again, the whistles early on. Millie Phillips, the referee, she's had a busy day so far. Has issued a yellow card, numerous penalties so far. As Gilbert will put it in play with Harswick.
See Nora Kolvik is back in the midfield. I'd like to see a pair up though with Katie O'Brien. It would help. That pairing would help, definitely, with the ball played through to Newberg and White.
And Joachim has just been strong defensively today, turning it back over to her teammates. And here comes the run out. And Thomas says, I've got it. She'll scoop and kick. So again, the back line doing their job for Heelan for the most part today. Gilbert, limited chances. And here's a shot that goes high and wide to the right.
Just over the crossbar. Thomas had it covered though. As we look at this again, great strike here by Newberg, just getting underneath the ball. But I believe Thomas had that covered. So looking at the midfield here, it's 1v1 with Brooklyn, Stanley, and Peck up against Powers and Kolvik. I would get the extra player across just to add in the overloads.
Oh, will we see a whistle? No.
And White's got to be careful on the yellow card.
Play resumes on. And very slow to get up was Katie O'Brien. And I think we're going to have officials' time here.
It looked like as she fell, she might have got winded, just in how she fell.
I beg your pardon, that's Ellie Pyle. And coming into the match is going to be Mia Countman. The sophomore will come in. And slow to walk off was Ellie Pyle. So just a few moments into the second half. And Heelan has come out being the aggressor. Last time they appeared in a 1A state championship game was back in 2018, and they fell to Davenport Assumption 8-0 in that game. It was Ripslinger and company that dominated.
And I happened to see Ripslinger yesterday, coaching for Assumption.
As we go to the outside, Heelan with the opportunity, trying to counter. Gilbert able to punch it out. Boy, Lynch having her hands full trying to clear that pass. And again, Heelan appearing to be a little bit more fresher here in the second half.
Yeah, they're putting the tackles in. You got Maddie Addison Keel there, but you look at De Los Santos as well. You know, size means nothing even for a center back, but she gets herself about, she gets her toe in, she's winning the tackles. Gilbert needs to get a rhythm again. Maybe get the ball into wide areas. We mentioned this before in the first half. Testing the left and the right back. The danger is through the middle. And that's where players like Brooklyn, Stanley, and Peck are just picking up the pieces and winning the tackles.
Opportunity here. Lynch to Powers. When that ball just strung along that far sideline, and Harswick will track it down. As White approaches, they try to swing it wide. Their passing game was solid early on for Gilbert to spread the field, trying to motor the ball ahead. And that will belong to Heelan.
I do like the fact they switched the point of attack, but at times, for example, there, Mia Koutman just taking too much time on the ball, especially with somebody like White lingering and coming in at pace. And I could see that Koutman was trying to get it onto a stronger foot.
Heelan with losses this year to Underwood, North Scott, and West Des Moines Valley. Gilbert, a lot of victories this season coming into this championship match at 14-5. Their losses to Nevada, Des Moines Christian, Bondurant Farrar, North Polk, and DCG, whom we're going to be seeing a little bit later on this afternoon. Opportunity, and then the Tigers again booted out. But a corner kick here coming up as that ball had some tail on it. And the chance for the Crusaders here.
Here we go, Black. Everything's away. You can get one.
So the corner, fourth of the game here for Heelan. The header going to be knocked back, and it will stay.
Another corner.
Yep, another corner here coming up.
Keel's corner there was dangerous, but there were enough jerseys there to clear it away, and she gets another chance. She just manages to direct that ball just in front of the goalkeeper. She needs a teammate onto that.
Outside midfielder ready to go it again with her right foot. Towards the net, this one headed, and an opportunity. Boy, but that one just went wide right.
Newberg just redirecting that ball across the goal again, as you see. Great ball in here from Kiel. But as you look here, Newberg coming in, doing the right thing, getting the ball across goal, but just a little bit too much. She's got enough power on the header as well.
Gilbert trying to muster up a chance here. Boy, and you know, I think the passes aren't matching up to the leg speed right now here for Gilbert. Again, playing a double overtime game yesterday. It seemed a tad slower here in the second half. See if they can change that around. Newberg. This will go to Gilbert.
And Koutman's been in the wars there, again with Newberg. Nothing malicious or intent in that challenge.
White. Around the sideline, what a terrific dribble. Might have gotten away with a shove, now we'll send it deep. And Thomas will play this one in midair.
White's a competitor. Nothing wrong with that, shoulder to shoulder, just winning the ball, just showing her sheer strength. You can see she's competing for the ball. Again, just too much time on the ball on the far side there with Abby Grieder. But the problem is nobody's showing. She needs somebody to show her feet. Katie O'Brien needs to come and show her feet. Ellie O'Brien, Sydney Lynch, they need to make themselves available.
Lynch has it taken away. So 8 minutes in here to the second half. One of the keys for Heelan keeping possession of the ball. They've really turned that direction around here in the late half. This is where they start to become more and more dangerous. Their power starts to show. Bobbled in deep. Left into open space for Stanley. Played to Newberg. Newberg with a shot with the right foot, and it will go wide right.
Just hit that flat. Just needed a little more bend on it, leaning back. Get the plant foot right closer to the ball. It's difficult to strike a ball that's rolling away from you. You've got to get your foot just slightly ahead of it so the ball rolls in and your foot just goes through. It's easy to say, difficult to perform sometimes. But just going back earlier, a great recovery tackle from Ava Johnson on White in the penalty area.
Now some extra play and a free kick here for Heelan after the penalty called. Foul called against Gilbert.
Looks like Lauren Peck on the ball.
Peck with 14 assists this season. with her right foot towards the net. And that will go clean out. So a goal kick here coming up for the Tigers.
Well-driven ball there by Peck, a lot better. Just going across the penalty area, no white jerseys on the end of it.
Have to be clean with the play, dig, as this is a fight to the finish. Last year with a split format, each team had an extra day, and white going to be called for the foul. As Traylon continues to be aggressive here.
Traylon was just reaching for it. She's got to be careful here on a yellow card. Got to keep her discipline. I wonder if this is when Coach Sean is going to make a decision, maybe to take her out at 1-0 up. She has to be careful. She's a competitor, but it's going to take one tackle.
Let's see if we might see that here right now as Heelan goes to their bench. And in high school soccer, you might remember you can freely substitute. Nope, he's going to look to remove Addison Keel, who will come out of the match. As there's a look at Traylon White.
Maddie Lafleur has come in and replaced Keel, position for position.
Lafleur gave them quite the spark as Frazee with the toss. Oh, that one's stolen away, but again, an open space for the kick, and Heelan unable to capitalize.
Just fell at Peck there. She rushed it. She could have maybe just brought it down. Restarted the possession.
Thomas off the ground. Heelan able to intercept. White trying to find space. Gilbert able to clear it with Kalvik. Here's White. Again, this one going to be sailing wide left. And Thomas with the play, setting up the movement here for the Tigers.
Good idea there from Traylon White. Newberg didn't make the run. You could see the frustration after White played the ball. But I have noticed a little bit of off-the-ball situations with White.
Here's Newberg. We drew the double team. Keel going to have that one bounced out. Newberg with the attempt.
Going to be a corner.
Yep, corner. That one rolled out, last touch by Gilbert. So the 5th corner kick of the day for Heelan. Newberg's going to take this one with Keel out of the game. With a deep shot, that went too far. Heelan able to track it down, the centering pass. As this goes all the way back to midfield. Heelan recalibrates. As Gilbert will get back the ball. So 1-0, we haven't seen very much movement here out of the Tigers.
Yeah, and it's fatigue. You can see the fatigue building into not just the Tigers, but also the Crusaders. And this is where the game's going to change. You can see it open up, especially when we get to 15 minutes left in the match. And you'll see that little spark where then the ball all of a sudden is going forward, getting the ball in the final third, and there's that burst of energy. Sometimes it's a little late. You need to go through these energy moments, 5-minute sparks. You can't do it the whole game.
Opportunity here for the Tigers as they tried to streak it ahead. But again, defensively for Heelan, Maddie Gangler on the spot. Gilbert will have a deep throw, though, here. Let's see if they can wait and set up their offense.
Maddie Gangler coming across at the right moment, timing her run as Katie O'Brien was onto that ball.
And a corner here now for the Tigers, their 2nd of the match.
And Harshwick is trotting forward to take it. I do like how Gilbert have got 2 players on the outside of the penalty area just to pick up the pieces.
This one more towards the mid. The header going to be knocked out, and another corner here coming up for the Tigers. Down a goal. Opportunity knocking. 25 minutes to play.
Brooklyn Stanley just heading the ball over her own crossbar.
Harswick, this one more of a centering pass. The header going to be kicked away at the last second. Terrific play in the middle for Nyla Jokum.
Nyla Jokum, right place, right time.
And here comes White. Down the field, White back to the middle with an opportunity with a right fit, tracking on Thomas. The shot.
Oh my word!
Left corner, and the second goal of the game for the Crusaders belongs to Traylon White.
We spoke about the counter-attack, and there it was, ball played into Traylon White off the corner. As we see this again, Traylon White picking the ball up as it's cleared. 2 players around him, no problem at all. Right foot through the ball, just over Lafleur. As you see this again, great technique, a lot of power in it. A lot of people say Lafleur could have saved that. I don't think so. It was a great strike, lots of power, instinctive. Lafleur was set and ready.
White will now check out of the game. Keel will come back in. Gilbert down 2-0. Traylon White, the sophomore, with her 31st goal of the season. And the Tigers with a bigger mountain to climb here.
Spoke about that counter-attack.
Started off of the head of Jokum and really just turned the tide. Newberg with the lead pass out ahead to White, who finished it. So 2-0 Crusaders, and still looking to bounce. Fresh legs up the middle. Opportunity as will have a late whistle as Harswick's going to be called for the foul as Heelan was trying to track it.
As we see here with Newberg trying to break through, getting the ball onto a right foot. Harswick just coming through with a tired tackle. Dangerous situation on the edge of the penalty area.
So let's see who will take it. I believe it will be Newberg as the 3 decipher between Peck and Keel and Lafleur. Newberg will play it right in to Peck, and the quick shot goes high and hard.
You can see that's off the training field. It's a great idea.
Yeah, we're up 2-0. Why not, right?
Why not give it a try? Maddie Lafleur has moved up into join Newberg up front. And Addison Keel is back into the game on the right-hand side for Heelan.
Here's Lafleur.
The problem here is both center forwards are on the far right-hand side, and no one's really made a run into the penalty area. So here you had Maddie Lafleur and you had Newberg in the wide area on the right, but nobody making the run into the penalty area.
The space, that ball won by Heelan. As Maddie Gangler again has had a huge second half here so far for the Crusaders defensively. Nearing the water break. As Newberg will try to bounce that ahead to Lafleur. Can't, well, did catch up to it.
Yeah, she
right
did.
Before the line. Boy, a little bit more extra grit and determination out of Lafleur to track that ball down.
And those are differences. You talk about the little details in games. Those are differences. Just the determination of individual players that change matches, but that's the difference.
There'll be a goal kick here, or excuse me, corner kick coming up for the Crusaders again with 21 minutes to play here in the contest of 2-0. as the heat starts to settle in on Cownie Park here this afternoon in Des Moines. I want a little bit more out front.
Yakil didn't wrap her foot around it. The right foot. I think she was looking more of an in-swinger.
Now we'll have that water break. So 2-0 Bishop Heelan. Traylon White leading the way today with 2 goals, both on breakaways, as Heelan leads the 1A championship as you're watching it here on Iowa PBS.
Your husband has been involved in a fatal accident. There was a woman in the car.
Was your wife having an affair with my husband?
Do you think I had something to do with their deaths?
What people are saying about my husband's death is wrong. I owe it to him to find out the truth, even if that means putting myself in danger.
This evening at 9 on Iowa PBS.
Clones.
We're someone's experiment and they're killing us off.
As Sarah meets more of her doppelgangers,
We're hoping you realize you can't run away from this.
they want her to continue posing as Beth.
You're reinstated.
Buckle up, kid.
I'm not a cop. Beth's partner's gonna figure that out.
And her first assignment
You're gonna love this. You got a live one.
could get her killed.
I'm not Beth!
Orphan Black.
This evening at 10 on Iowa PBS.
Jamen, så familien jo samlet. Tillykke med deres succes.
Det lyder da også dejligt.
Sunday evening at 9 on Iowa PBS.
It was a secret experiment that began in the 60s.
To place twins with different families.
And the long-term effects have been traumatic.
We were babies being deprived of his brother.
Now, as some of these siblings reunite,
I felt like I knew this person my whole life.
families search for answers.
There's no study, no anything.
I think, what would it have been like if they'd been raised together?
The twinning reaction.
Tuesday evening at 9 on Iowa PBS.
This public television station is proud to present Joe Bonamassa, Tales of Time. This concert features music from his studio album, Time Clocks, and was recorded at the iconic Red Rocks Amphitheater. Joe Bonamassa, Tales of Time.
Coming to Iowa PBS June 9th.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. This summer,
Welcome back for a second seasoning. This really is about a connection to home for me.
one species is reshaping the world.
This is like being in a candy store for me.
I think the things that unify people in the South are the same things that unify all people.
Cheers.
2-0 Bishop Heelan with the lead on Gilbert as we're about ready to play the final 20 minutes here in the 1A championship. Yeah, enjoying the sunshine today. It wasn't that long ago that we were begging for a day like this, and now we have it. Just beautiful afternoon. Gilbert with a lot of work to do against a team that doesn't yield very much. In fact, just one goal they have given up since April the 22nd, and that was yesterday in the semifinals, in which Heelan defeated Assumption 4-1, but they have been steamrolling competition. Heelan has this season average winning margin of 4 goals and trying to bring home their school's second ever state championship, as they've been since 2015 when they won it. Here come the Tigers. Fight for the ball. Heelan winning those 50-50 balls here at the moment. Newberg trying to jet ahead. Harswick trying to fend her off.
Harswick's done really well there, but the clearance has only gone to Lauren Peck, and again it's been won in the midfield by the white jerseys of Heelan. Peck, Stanley combining well in the midfield, keeping the ball. in the middle third, looking to move into the final third of the field.
We've got more state championship soccer coming your way. At 3 o'clock, it will be the 2A title game as Waverly Shellrock has a rematch with Dallas Center Grimes, who defeated the Go Hawks a year ago. That'll be at 3 o'clock. Then the nightcap in the 3A title game. You've got Johnston against West Des Moines Valley. That's all coming up here on Iowa PBS today. So a free kick here coming up after the penalty. This one's sent towards the net, and Thomas will haul it in. Boy, Peck gave it a ride.
Peck certainly overhit that one, but again, it was easy for Thomas. You know, there's options where she can build out of the back, play a shorter pass over 5 to 8 yards, and still keep the ball.
When that ball left in space, and here comes Newberg to the outside. Looking to get in on the action. Newberg with her right to her left foot. Tries to center that one, and it is going to be frayed away. Peck has it.
Mia Kautman with the clearance. Clearing the lines.
Now is Gilbert trying to get the ball back, but it'll be a throw here for Heelan. Time winding down for the Tigers. After knocking off the top seed Des Moines Christian a day ago. And how about Heelan and their mark here? Had to beat the 2 seed Nevada. Then beat perennial power Davenport Assumption in the semifinals. And they did it in convincing fashion, winning it 4-1. Jokum at the ball. And Heelan spacing terrific here down the stretch. Now a foot race to the ball. Gilbert going to try to catch up with it. It's going to be deflected out, and Gilbert will have a throw here deep. Boy, and slow to get up for the Tigers is Ellie O'Brien.
Maddie Gengler came across at speed, just clearing the ball out, getting a deflection off O'Brien.
Now O'Brien sends it in deep. The header just mistimed. Still in deep. Gilbert with a shot. And that'll go too high and hard. And very slow to get up is Ellie O'Brien.
Ellie O'Brien serving the ball into Katie O'Brien in the penalty area. We do have an injury.
I don't know if it's an injury as much as it is exhaustion.
I think it's a bit of both. Definitely see these girls have put everything on the line here today. Anna Saltzman is coming in to replace Ellie O'Brien.
Sophomore in for the junior. The goal kick here for Heelan. Should mention that in high school play, the clock does stop with an injury or a timeout on the field. There's no extra play at the end of this. And you're free to substitute as much as you would like.
Frazee has the ball on our near side. This is where you need to have all the Gilbert players shifted across, so they're creating overloads on our near side of the field.
Traylon White also back into the game for the Crusaders, has the game's 2 goals. Gilbert, though, thinking of one right now. Tigers with O'Brien. On that far side, gets her pocket pick by Jokum. And it's going to stay, though, with Gilbert.
And there's still time in this game. Coming up to 16 minutes left. There's still a chance for Gilbert to get back and score 1 goal, and then the momentum will swing. They just got to get numbers forward.
And you have to move with the ball.
You got to move with the speed of the ball as well. Look at White coming in there and just nicking the ball.
Oh, terrific pace. Traylon looking for another opportunity, trying to split the defenders. Can't hit the cutback. That one is going to be punched away. White, though, will track it down. The sophomore along the end line will send it. Centering pass. Going to be played up and carried away. Thomas will look for it and find it.
Look at the horizontal distance that White just ran there from one end of the field to the other. Just under 80 yards, gets the cross in. But luckily for Gilbert, it was cleared away. He managed to get the ball up and towards the halfway line for a throw-in. But I think this is the moment where you just got to take the chance, get the extra players forward, maybe go a little more direct. Just really get that ball onto De Los Santos and Medi Gengler, the two center backs for Heelan.
Down a couple of goals are the Tigers in black. Heelan still being the aggressor. That'll stay with the Crusaders. And it looks like we're going to see a substitution here for Sioux City Bishop Heelan.
Looks like Mehdi Lafleur is going off, replaced by Jaden Newberg.
So Newberg getting a bit of a rest, has played a long, or actually has logged a lot of minutes here at the state tournament.
Hold your feet.
So Sean Mansfield getting the appropriate substitutions, timely players at the right time to get some rest. Thomas again had to find that worm burner.
I think Newberg didn't go off in the first half. Played the whole first half. She's had a bit of a break here for about 10 minutes. And back in probably to see the game out.
A terrific play up the middle for Peck. And again, Thomas has to make a play on it.
So I spoke about possession in the midfield, the first ball, second ball. And again, this is where Gilbert need to invert players in, invert the wide players in, because the ball's not really going wide.
Yep.
So invert them centrally, win the ball centrally, and maybe just go a little more direct.
Free kick here for the Tigers. Let's see what they can do with it. Down a couple of goals. Needing a chance here. Not getting it. Here's White and Newberg. Going to send it ahead to Newberg. See if she can track it down off onto the left side. Newberg charging in. The shot just wide right.
That was a save from Braylon Thomas, but what a ball there. Again, time and space in the midfield. White was allowed to turn. What a pass that split the two defenders. Newberg onto it. You look at the save thing, opens up her hips, but I tell you what a save there from Braylon Thomas. Did enough.
Corner kick here coming up for Heelan. Keel shot. The header, just wide right. Well, you got a feeling, though, Lauren Peck has had her chances today off of those corners.
Another great ball played in by Kill. Lauren Peck coming in for the header. Great technique, just not on frame, but look at the power behind that. Second one that's gone across the goal. All she really needs to do is redirect that into the far corner. This could be a...
See if we can see a yellow.
I see a card coming out here. That's a red card.
And that's Traylon White.
She's already on a yellow card, so she's gone. We spoke about this.
And a red card.
And we spoke about this earlier, just managing players, because she has that about her. We know that she's going to go in for tackles. She's a good player, very committed.
Okay, with 12:09 to go, let's see how this might change the trajectory of the game. And you can see the emotion spilling out on Traylon White, the sophomore, not wanting to come off the field in the 1A championship game.
So as we look at this again, there's the challenge. You see again, that's a yellow card offense as well. Let's just jockey the player out wide. It just comes with experience at the end of the day. Now Gilbert need to push players forward. Take advantage of this.
LaFleur will come up and grab.
They don't need to play with 4 at the back. Leave 2 back there and push everyone on, load up the midfield. Go 5 across the front, 2 up front, 2 in the wide areas, and you've got them. You have to take the chance.
See if it might spark some energy here for the Tigers. That ball out. Stays with Gilbert.
I'd get Katie O'Brien alongside Kolvik. Play a box midfield. I'd go 3 at the back, because they're going to play 1 up front. Even 2 at the back at times.
Powers to the outside. You can hear the Gilbert crowd chanting, "Everybody up."
And they have a good point.
Tigers trying to stretch it out. Harswick. Everybody onside.
That's a good ball in.
And now an opportunity here. Lynch. Onside. Trying to center the pass. Nobody home. Gilbert trying to hold it back in.
And should have gone on their own there.
Ball to the outside, and it will roll. It will be a throw here for the Tigers. 10-minute mark to play.
I don't understand this yet. Get the players forward.
3 in the back here so far for Gilbert. He can't see. Now an open net.
Referee is blown.
And a whistle does come in with the contact on the goalie. Sarah Thatcher had collided with Lauren LaFleur.
But again, as we see this, Lauren Thatcher coming in. There's the challenge. Yep, just knocking her arms out the way. But you see my point and how frustrating it is for me to see that. Is take the chance, 2-0. You get 1 goal back in this, you're back in. They're only playing with Newberg up front.
Yeah, Heelan anticipating Gilbert will play more up.
Well, Heelan will be quite happy with the way they're playing. You still got 4 at the back, a holding midfielder. Get someone else in this space here in the central areas. Look at all the white jerseys. They need more dark jerseys in there.
That's going to be jostled out. It will be a corner kick coming up. Clock continues to tick down as we're near the 9-minute mark. Harswick to the corner to do the kicking. Gilbert moving a few more up closer to the box.
So you see what I'm talking. So the far play on the far side, up higher. Good challenge. Here we go.
Ball misdirected. Nobody home on the far right wing. Harswick trying to find Lynch, and it will be cleared away by Lauren Peck. Gilbert will have to reboot.
As they're reshaping here, just get players into wide areas now. See if they can pull the left and right back apart.
Foot race to the ball. No shot on net. It went wide. Now it comes all the way back out to Koutman. This to the outside. Gilbert looking for a chance. Stolzman centering pass. Knocked away.
They need more numbers in the box.
Stolzman battling for the ball. Still belongs to Heelan. Terrific movement by Frazee.
Frazee, great challenge there. Critical at that moment. Gilbert needs to get numbers into the box. Just not enough in there. There's more white jerseys in there.
Frazee again will clear it down deep. Tigers want to track it down with Johnson. Will give way to Thomas, who will set direction. That will be out, and Heelan will have the throw here. 7:35 to play.
Much to the relief of Heelan. A breather with the throw-in. After soaking up some pressure there. Marin Frazee coming up with a critical challenge in the penalty area and clearing the lines.
Newberg, shot deep that hit the top of the post and rolls out. Boy, that one had a little bend on it with a right-footed kicker and nearly snuck in. Let's take a look.
Newberg just getting the ball on the right foot. Look at that ball sailing over Thomas onto the crossbar. Thomas didn't really know where it was going. Goes out for a goal kick, luckily for the Tigers.
Ellie O'Brien back into the game for Ennis Saltzman. Gilbert trying to find some juice to make this a one-goal game. Time winding down in the 1A championship.
I like the way Ellie O'Brien is stretching the line. The defenders are dropping with her, creating space here.
Thatcher, the lead pass, denied by Heelan. Thatcher will keep it alive, though, for the Tigers for the moment.
Thatcher ruling with the iron fist.
Now we have substitutions coming in. Gilbert trying to find some fresh legs down the stretch here, as they will bring in Abby Patel, who had the game-winning assist, if you will, yesterday against Des Moines Christian, into the lineup, trying to provide that spark. LaFleur back in for Heelan. On the outside, Lynch, centering pass, nobody home. O'Brien denied. This shot high and wide as Madison Powers put a right into it.
What a turn here on our near side on the touchline from Sydney Lynch with the outside of her right foot, spinning the defender, getting the cross in. Unfortunately for Ellie Bryan, didn't quite work for it, but look at the strike there. Just going over the bar from Powers.
Gilbert will get another run at it here. 5 to play.
Gilbert looking for a quick throw. The only player in the penalty area right now is Lynch. They need another player in there. Looking on the far side, Katie O'Brien is now coming across. She needs to get higher.
Here's Harswick. Playing give and go with Johnson. To the outside, Kalvik. Tigers trying to stretch the field, but nobody home. And 4:30 to play now.
Time's ticking away. Chances have been eluding Gilbert Tigers. All they have to do is hit frame.
Gilbert with one deep threat in the last minute, but no really serious shot on net. Because again, Heelan doing what they have to do to salt this clock away.
Not quite the ball that they wanted into the box.
Patel went for it. This shot high over the net.
Again, technique, but it's tiredness, fatigue. Players are tired out there. Technical errors are going to get formed. Gilbert needs to shift across this way. We know where the ball's going. Little combination there.
Yeah, 1-2 firecracker.
Powers didn't know that was coming.
Harswick trying to find O'Brien. Newberg.
Newberg just doing enough there.
Yeah, now breaks it free. Newberg been in this position before, trying to put it on her shoulders on the offensive half. All Gilbert can do is deny her. 3 minutes to play.
Nora Kalvik coming across, just playing the ball out over the touchline for a throw. But that's the thing, Jada Newberg just causing issues here, and then gets the ball into the final third of the field on the opposite side of the field, just where they want it. This will be the moment to take the ball in the corner and just kill time.
That's exactly what they do. Goal kick here coming up for the Tigers. 2:30 to play. Heelan this close to bringing home another state championship. What a ride it's been for Heelan this year. And we mentioned 2 losses to begin the season. They would go on to win. They can hold on here 18 of their last 19 games they've played. And have done a terrific job. Traylon White out of the game, red carded. But provided the game's only 2 goals, and her aggressive play showed up all day offensively for the Crusaders. Now 1:40 to go. Heelan having to do it the hard way too, coming into this tournament, seeded 7th. And battling their way. O'Brien, does she have enough left in the tank? Let's see. O'Brien draws the double team. And a clean tackle.
De Los Santos with a critical tackle there. De Los Santos just glides across, gets the block in.
Does her job. And inside of a minute to play, Heelan sensing victory over on that far sideline. Trying to take that trophy back here this afternoon, up I-35 across Highway 20. And back to Northwest Iowa. And Gilbert making their first ever state championship appearance. What a run here in the state tournament.
Their legs are tired now as Mehdi Lafleur does enough. And this should take them into the end.
And that is going to pretty much wrap it up. Heelan going to win the Class 1A State Soccer Championship. As you hear, the countdown is on. And the Crusaders are your Class 1A state champion. Heelan, you earn every championship, don't get me wrong, but they really had to earn this one, Justin.
Yes, they did, especially after after White was sent off. But in the end, the Crusaders cruised to the state final. Here I am saying national championship. I'm too used to watching all the basketball that's been on. But yeah, deservedly so, I'd say, in the end. Although Gilbert Tigers dominated parts of possession throughout the game, just weren't effective enough in the final third. Jada and White did enough to kill the game, and obviously White with the 2 goals, absolutely fantastic.
So Traylon White, the 2 goals in this match, the difference as Bishop Heelan, your Class 1A state champion. As we await the trophy presentation and the all-tournament team that will be announced here momentarily, as Heelan continues with the celebration out on the field, and kind of unexpected this year, winning the 1A state title.
Yeah, I mean, you look at them, you look at the record, especially after the semi-final match against Assumption, winning 4-1, coming into this match, they're not a 7 seed.
Now the 2 teams going through and the post-game handshake. Perfect job done by both of them. We have more state championships coming your way at 3 o'clock. We have the 2A title match, as it will be Waverly Shell Rock and Dallas Center Grimes. Once again, the 2 played a year ago, with DCG winning that one. Waverly Shell Rock with revenge on their mind. And then in the 3A title game at 6 o'clock tonight here from County Park, it'll be the Johnston Dragons and the West Des Moines Valley Tigers. Let's turn it over to the public address announcer, Rex Baker.
Presenting the awards are members of the Iowa High School Girls Athletic Union staff. Your all-tourney team presentation selected by the Iowa High School Soccer Coaches Association. From Bishop Heelan, Lauren LaFleur.
Coach, we need you for the award, Coach. Coach, we need you for the awards.
Once again, from Bishop Heelan, Lauren LaFleur. From Bishop Heelan, Jada Newberg. From Gilbert, Nora Kalvik. From Des Moines Christian, Isabel Garcia.
Right over here for the photo then.
From Des Moines Christian, Tessa Erzen. From Davenport Assumption, Drew Dorsey. From Gilbert, Ellie O'Brien.
Congratulations. And go with her right there.
From Bishop Heelan, Lauren Peck.
Congratulations. Go with her here and she'll get you lined up.
From Gilbert, Sydney Lynch.
Go with her right here.
And the captain of the 2023 Class 1A All-Tournament team, from Bishop Heelan, Traylon White.
Yesterday in the semifinals for Traylon, and now a part of the all-tournament team. And for
ladies and gentlemen, from Davenport Assumption.
Yeah, absolutely, and she'll be back. But credit to Traylon, she did really well. Unfortunately, getting sent off just because she's a competitor, but deservedly so with the accolades that she's just received today for the tournament.
And then we'll do a group, okay?
Right here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
So there is your all-tournament team, as they had to find everyone to get into that photo. As Bishop Heelan, your winner here in the 1A state championship, 2-0, Traylon White. Keep that name in mind for the sophomore. A couple of more years of play. Hard-nosed. Yes, she did go out early, but man, what a tournament for her. And her Heelan Crusaders, who win their school's second state soccer championship, first time since 2015. And they barnstormed their way through competition to get the title. Here's the trophy presentation.
Each player will receive commemorative soccer balls provided by the Iowa Farm Bureau, title sponsor of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. Ladies and gentlemen, the Class 1A runner-up, Gilbert Tigers and head coach, Coaches Dan Jones and Heather Currens. And now your 2023 Class 1A champions, the Crusaders of Bishop Heelan and head coach Sean Mansfield.
Champion, the Bishop Heelan Crusaders. As they down
Jada
Gilbert here
Newberg,
today.
please complete the process by advancing your team.
As they win it today over Gilbert 2-0. So the 1A title wrapped up, and congratulations to Bishop Heelan and Gilbert for what a 1A championship. Well, that's one game down in our trio of girls high school soccer championship matches with coverage here on Iowa PBS. We'll return shortly with a 2A title. That'll be starting at around 3 o'clock. For Justin Forster, BJ Shaven saying so long for the moment here on Iowa PBS.
Provided by Musco Lighting, the sports lighting specialist. Providing lighting systems for you, your project, and your community.
The Pella Roll Screen Foundation is a proud supporter of Iowa PBS. Pella Windows and Doors strives to better our communities and build a better tomorrow.
And by Fairway Meat and Grocery. For more than 80 years, Fairway has been proud to be an active part of the communities we serve. Learn more at fairway.com.
With our Iowa roots and Midwestern values, Farmers Mutual Hail is committed to offering innovative farm insurance for America's farmers, just as we have for 6 generations. Farmers Mutual Hail, America's crop insurance company.